Hi, Mom.
Hi, Megan. And here's Ollie.
Yeah, welcome to Sacred Soul Mornings. We talk about spiritual stuff with my mom, and I'm a mom, and
Yes.
we're in the Tao Te Ching in chapter 19. We've been going
Mm-hmm.
through the whole Tao Te Ching, so here we are. I'm going to read mine first. Is
Yeah.
that okay?
Perfect.
Mine says simple undyed silk. So what does that mean, and how can we apply it to life, right? And yours says
We
something.
see through our conditioned. Oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't say that. Okay. Yeah, it does say that, I think.
What does it say?
1819, it says our
Oh, so
our true nature waiting,
our true nature waiting, and mine says simple undyed silk.
which kind of makes sense.
Sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. It says, do away with sages, discard wisdom, the folk will benefit 100-fold. Boy, that's intriguing.
Read that again.
It says, do away with sages,
Okay.
discard wisdom,
Yeah.
and the people will benefit, the folk will benefit 100-fold. Do away with benevolence,
Take.
discard righteousness,
Mm.
the folk will return to true devotion and compassion. Do away with cunning, discard profit, and there will be no thieves. If these injunctions do not suffice, gaze upon simple undyed silk. Embrace the uncarved block. Think less of self. Diminish desire.
And
Yep.
it does kind of mesh with some of the things that were said in my translation too. But anyway, so that I'm thinking of the not being benevolent, not striving to be benevolent. I think that's what it is. That then the natural goodness comes out. Maybe
Yeah.
that's one of the things that's trying to be said. I don't know. I know I've wrote down, well, one of the things in my translation said, at the beginning, we see through our conditioned mind and find our true nature waiting. And so what this person wrote was, then that means like we're not trying to be holy, we're not trying to be good, we're not trying to be clever. We are simply practicing returning to the moment over and over again. So in this moment, we are our true selves. So if you're not trying and striving and trying to be this and trying to be that, trying to please other people, we were talking about that earlier today, um, then we are more likely to get back to our true selves. And then this person wrote, then this is the way that we can heal the world naturally. If we try to get back to our true selves instead of just trying to meet somebody else's idea of what righteousness is, of what right is. And so a little bit liberating to think of trying not to please other people all the time and meet
Mm-hmm.
whatever um, strokes their ego. I don't even know what to say about that. So then the book,
Hold
mhm,
on. That book, The
The
Courage
Courage
to
to
Be
Be
Disliked.
Disliked.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of reading through it at a leisurely pace. And there's a lot of good things in this way of thinking, the Adlerian way of thinking.
Well, it's such a simple concept, but it's taken this many chapters to get to it. It's taken many times reading the Tao Te Ching to get to it, but that uncarved block, the undyed silk, that is the key. Is that we don't have to try to do anything. We are the product that will be molded by the Tao.
And not striving just to have all the externals, all these things that we put out into the world as externals, because without those externals, without that conditioned thinking, then we are our true selves. And everybody has that potential to have their true selves on the inside, whatever that may be. I don't know. We have many conversations about that too sometimes, because then we get back to thinking about maybe there are, we come to this earth to participate in certain dharmas too, certain
Yeah. Dharmic experiences, certain
mhm,
purposes to live
certain,
certain experiences,
yeah,
or even people talk about karmas and having to
yeah.
rebalance that. But the uncarved block and the undyed silk is also like children or like
Mhm.
animals.
Mhm.
And there's an order and there's a Taoic order to all that we don't have to worry about with the external control systems like school, like government, like religion,
Mhm.
like morality. Even this book, The Courage to Be Disliked by Adlerian Psychology, could be taken to a level of I need to go through these steps
Mhm.
to lose ego.
Mhm.
You don't have to do any of it.
Mhm. And that's what I liked about what one of the translators said was just come back to the moment. that you're in, then that is, you're letting go of all those other things. And so come back to that moment that you're in. I don't know, I'm finding a lot of comfort in doing that lately.
Come
'Cause
back to the being in the present,
being
mindfulness.
mindfulness and being in the present moment, because there are so many distractions out here, it seems like right now, whether it's just within the family or because of what's going on in the government, that's a biggie, and what's going on in neighborhoods or cities or whatever.
Oh, health. I mean, like
Yeah,
personally,
health.
we could be worried, like in our family,
Mm.
probably today, all the things that we worried about.
Mhm.
We worried about like, is my son's foot okay? He has a little
Mhm.
skin issue.
Mhm.
Or we worried about, is granddad gonna be okay? He has a surgery. Will he pass this test? Will he not pass this test? Can he do the surgery good? Can he not do the surgery good? These are all things to worry about. Will my kids
Yeah.
be safe in the woods on their trip? Will they not be safe on the woods on their trip?
Yeah.
Oh, school.
Yeah.
I even worried about that today. We looked at scores and go, is this a good score? Is this kid going to be okay reading or not okay reading?
Yeah.
And all that doesn't matter
Mhm.
at all. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
and
you
then,
still have to do some things like work
well, you still have
to earn
to
money, pay
put
for
one
food.
I mean, kind of, yes
Mhm.
and no. You take one step in front of the other and just keep moving. We're not supposed to be inert blobs. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be here if we were going to be inert blobs. Yeah. But apparently, our wisdom's kind of worthless, according to this belief system and
Yeah.
other belief systems. Our wisdom about trying to control it all through external systems of goodness is kind of worthless.
Yeah. And our last chapter 18 even talked about knowledge and wisdom are not the be all end all, and actually can lead people away from being able to pay attention to their instincts, pay attention to their internal spirit and that spirit of God.
And their intuition.
The intuition, I was trying to think of that word.
So you start ignoring things that feel bad and pushing through it anyway, and then you end up in a big mess.
Yeah. Intuition. I'm just going to go ahead and bring up some of our experiences this past week when you mentioned about intuition. And we went to Megan, her two older children and her baby, her 3-year-old and me, for I guess now, well, anyway.
That was probably the 10th time for me.
Yeah, this has been my maybe 4th or 5th time. But anyway, Renaissance Fair. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see how it has evolved through the years that I've seen
the
it too.
Bristol Renaissance Fair in Wisconsin.
And but not talking about just the Renaissance Fair stuff, but my oldest grandchild, her daughter is 13 and beautiful and tall and all these kind of things. And I went through it when Megan was growing up, but seeing the male gender notice her
at the Renaissance Fair.
At the Renaissance Fair.
Okay.
And so then we went to buy this one station where they were showing Legos or something like that. And one person was saying, to my granddaughter, saying he was smiling at me and smiling at my grandson, but was really speaking to my granddaughter and talking about how he did design the whole thing, tables and tables of Legos and all for her.
This is an adult man. She's
That's
13.
probably nearly 50 years old, but somewhere between 35 and 50.
What's the rest? Yeah.
And so then, and here I am, this Southern lady or whatever, and we're kind of giggling and chuckling. And I'm looking at my little granddaughter, and she wasn't giggling or chuckling. And so at the end of it, when we went out and told her mother about it, Megan, through Megan's insight and mine too, is growing and learning is to pay attention to your intuition. And so we were speaking to Evelyn. It's taken me many, many, many decades to finally recognize that intuition in myself, that he was icky.
Yeah, he was icky. And so she had really good intuition about that. But I mean, now I'm kind of honing mine back in. But culturally, we learned to ignore that about that kind of interaction, because the week before we were in Kentucky.
Here we go again.
And encountered that time after time after time, maybe not with her, but with us too. That, oh, I can't believe you're her daughter. Oh, you look so young. Oh, whatever. But, and it's not so nice.
No.
It's weird.
Some of it's kind of weird.
Let's know, hi, what's your name?
Yeah. It's all about,
Anyway.
yeah.
So
And I noticed a man, older man, we went to go see a street performance,
Oh,
through the
boy,
town
yeah.
that she grew up in, I grew up in, but anyway. And I saw the man as we were coming around the corner, and that actor, and I saw him notice her. And I thought, what is going on here? And part of the skit, I guess you would say, involved him, whatever. And
asking me to take off my jewelry.
yeah, and give it to him. But anyway, but the look in his eye when he noticed her, that's where my intuition came in and thought, he doesn't have good thoughts about her right now.
Yeah, and it's fine to
Yes.
notice people, but
Yes.
but the thing we were talking about is that pushing, the pushing, and the
Mhm.
intuition of growing up in a culture that tells you to ignore that.
Mhm.
It's interesting because my daughter did not grow up in that culture, so she did
Yeah.
not learn how to ignore that. And we're trying to
Yeah.
cultivate the intuition
And with
to
her
keep yourself safe.
to keep herself safe and to
Yeah.
oh, and then well, I don't know how we got on. I'm sorry about this.
Well, you're talking about trying to get back to the undyed silk, the uncarved block.
Yeah.
That is that being in line with the Tao, being in line with the intuition. We're talking about ways that has been dulled.
Mhm.
And so for a lot of people, it's been dulled about social interactions.
The appropriate and what's etiquette, the old
Mhm.
etiquette
And it leaves you as a possible victim because you're
Mhm.
so dulled. But there's so many layers of that social interaction that are in all of our lives, not just that with gender things.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you have another story or.
I don't, but now I thought of another one about the Renaissance Fair and that other confusing.
Oh, that was so
situation.
confusing. I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, let's not.
That was highly confusing. No, I was saying like something that's very innocent because both of us worked in the school districts for many years, and generations of school district work.
Mhm.
So this has been our entire family
Sorry.
for many years. Conversations around school and this comes up a lot. But I've been working with some families independently that have children with different levels of special needs, and there is a huge emphasis on fixing kids. And to the level though of I'm going to ignore my intuition about if this feels right or not. And then those moms and dads, when they realize that they've ignored their own intuition, because they'll tell me, I kind of come in from outside the box and they'll say, oh, I just didn't really feel good about when I had to do this surgery on my kid. I didn't really feel good about it. And then come to find out later, it was an unnecessary surgery, highly unnecessary. No doubt about it. But their intuition was there, but they were told to overrule their intuition because of all the professionals that said, you've got to do this or your kid will not be okay.
Yeah.
So the school system-y things, the birth to 3 and the Head Start and the title in schools and doctors get so wisdomy. And even me and Speech Path, we get so over knowledgey that we ignore intuition of the parents and ourselves instead of just going, let's just be present.
Be present in the moment.
And just live. And it's okay.
It's okay.
But boy, those phrases in here are so opposing to what most people would think about a very religiously nice, beautiful world. You're supposed to do away with the sages. We don't need sages, right?
So even Lao wrote this.
Yeah, Lao Tzu wrote this. He said, do away with the sages. I don't think he thought of himself as a sage.
He didn't say, come follow me. He just was saying, this is what I'm doing.
And for that person that did say, come follow me, he didn't mean just me. He didn't mean himself. He meant that way as the Christ way. Just heads up.
Yeah.
He didn't say, come follow me by myself. I'm perfect. Yeah. What else you got?
Well, I know that trying to get back to the moment, one of the commentaries wrote, as it's 2 thinking points is, because I think about, well, I'm getting ready to go back home. And I'm getting ready to go back down because I'm going south to the expectations that I have there with family and friends and society around there and where I'm going to fit in and where I strive to fit in, I guess, in many different ways. And so then these qualities of trying to be a good person. And so what qualities are you trying to cultivate in yourself? So usually what I'm trying to do is I want people to see me as a good person because I want them to like me. So then I have to do
Boy,
this.
the courage to be disliked. That'll ruin your life in misery. If you play the good woman role your whole life, you will be ruined in misery.
And so then the next question was, what would it feel like to stop trying to do that?
Scary.
And not meaning to go out and run around and steal people's things and do bad things. But what would it feel like to stop trying to please other people's ideas of what good is? What would
Yeah.
it be like?
It,
And so,
it is scary though.
yeah, it
That's
is, because you're going to make some people not like you. And so I wrote down next, I am, and this is kind of good. It's not an answer to those questions, but I am the one who is waiting for me. It's just each individual person. It really is about each individual person and what's inside of them, that I am, that spark, that piece of the spirit or soul from the great whole.
Yeah, that fractal.
And so then I am the one who's waiting for me, and I am waiting. I'm still at this age waiting for and getting glimpses of it from time to time, but of me. And that's it. I know I wrote down some biblical connections.
Yeah, what are the
Don't know.
biblical connections?
I'll have to read
Well,
what I
just tell me what
wrote.
you got and I'll find it. Matthew, what?
Oh, well, wait a minute. Let me
Oh.
read this little thing first.
Okay,
But you
okay.
can go to Matthew 6 if you.
All right, I got that one.
Biblical connections, external virtues. Okay, so that's what we've been talking about, the things that are external to that spirit that's inside of us. External virtues are insufficient. Oh, this is interesting. External virtues are insufficient for a harmonious society, and a deeper internal shift is needed. Oh boy, yeah, nowadays that's and that kind of thought resonates with a lot of the teachings of Jesus that are recorded in the Bible.
Yeah, they're not opposed belief systems at all. They're not opposite belief systems. And we're kind of blessed in the time period we're in, as frustrating as it is. We are definitely getting to experience what happens when people rely on the external government systems and wisdom to this level.
Of what is good.
It doesn't work.
Mhm.
Look at the mess we're in. It's ridiculous. And it's so absurdly ridiculous that we can all see it. So then we're not confused. Like I said at the very beginning of this journey of this year of 2025, when we were like, yay, I can't believe chaos is reigning. And it just keeps getting more
The
exciting.
belief
Holy
of
moly.
chaos reigning keeps surprising us every day.
I never learned so many bad words from the news in my life. No, anyway, anyways, for insults, my kids are learning all kinds of insults.
Of
Right.
people who are in leadership roles.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the point, is this is letting us know this doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's such contrast. We're seeing such contrast that the general public is going, ew, yucky. This does not work.
Mhm.
And that contrast is going to make people dig deeper and to become pure in their own intuition, because you can't ignore it. When it's a little bit wishy-washy, when it's lukewarm, lukewarm is a problem, because you don't know if it's good or bad. You're like, I don't know, that person's kind of good. Maybe they're wise. Maybe kind of. I mean, but if you're blatantly like bizarro, you're lying, you're abusing people, you're saying horrible things about other people on television, you're literally sexually harassing people, you're stealing stuff. That's not hard to say what it is. It's not wolves in sheep's clothing. It's wolves who didn't even zip up the sheep clothing. They're just running around half covered, if even. They're just wearing a hat.
Or something.
Maybe a sheep tail.
Yeah.
If even, or a sign that says sheep. And then we're
Yeah,
all
a sign
going,
that says
oh,
sheep.
okay, sheep.
Wow.
Anyway, I think that there's purpose in that. So that's how the Tao works, though. The Tao is the great flow of everything that does balance all the time. You know, that's why we have this yin yang symbol for things like that. Is that it balances all the time, and we don't have to worry. It may not be a peaceful path if we're going to be ignorant about it, and we would like to establish governments and such. You know, the Bible talks about that in the Old Testament. The Tao Te Ching talks about that, how this is not a great idea, but if y'all want to do it, this is what you're going to get. If you want to hold up these people, this is what you're going to get. If you want to hold up wisdom and the scientific method model to being God, this is what you're going to get. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
If you want to hold up capitalism, this is it. This is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Well, what you got? Matthew 6.
1 through 4 is what I wrote down.
Oh, I love this. This is not the way I've learned this in my brain in fundamentalist Christianity. It says, beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them. Otherwise, you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. So don't go out there and, be a.
I am the epitome of righteousness.
Yeah, and so that's what I thought. I was thinking, well, at least as a female, I couldn't do that anyhow. I couldn't be like a monk, or I couldn't like go be
Yeah.
a pastor or something.
Not easily. Yeah.
Not in our
No,
group.
no, not
Couldn't
at
even talk
all.
out loud.
Yeah.
So for me, it was kind of like, oh, well, at least I'm not them,
Yeah.
But it means deeper than that.
Mhm.
It means don't do it at all. It doesn't mean just go put your robes on and be holy.
Mhm.
It means don't do it for the benefit of others. Don't be the good woman for the benefit of others. To say that woman is a good woman. Like when you die and you have a nice funeral home and everybody comes and says, that was a good woman. Well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
She didn't do anything. That's what it means. She didn't do nothing. She achieved the not doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so when you give to the poor, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, so that they may be honored by men. Truly, I say to you, they have their reward in full. But when you give to the poor, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving will be in secret, and your Father who sees it what is done in secret will reward you. And so you're not giving to the poor to be good. You're not giving to the poor because you have to. You're not giving out of obligation. It's if you're moved to do it. I think the challenge is to do it.
Just do it because somebody needs it.
Without the accolades. And on a personal level, this has been very hard for me this year. Not giving to the poor necessarily. It has been very hard for me to take a step into being self-employed and having my own practice and not getting accolades for it. Because then I go, am I doing a good job? Am I right? If I don't have anybody else doing what I'm doing in my profession and I'm a lone wolf, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hard. Even when you make a LinkedIn post, it's kind of outside the box, and then nobody likes it. Maybe 3 people do, but it's not getting the accolades that other things are. You start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm less worthy? No. And in my business of what I'm doing, I don't get the accolades because when people are done, they're done, and I don't want them to need me. And we do it in a sneaky way. We do it in a way where they think that they figured it out themselves. But that leaves me not getting the accolades as being, she was the best speech path I ever worked with, because I came up with the idea myself. I just had that happen last week. I had a client figure out that he figured it out himself. How great. After 6 weeks of working with me, he figured it out himself and kind of doesn't need me.
But she said sneaky, but she's not sneaky. She's not trying to do something sneaky. She just means that she's doing these things and it just kind of
self-empowerment. Self-empowerment
kind of magically happens. It's
it
kind of like
magically happens. It's being a leader.
Yes.
Without saying I am the leader. It's making them believe in them. I mean, there's a lot that goes into what I do.
Yes, there is. You've been working really hard. You do work really hard.
But anyway, it is hard for people to not go, oh, thank you so much. Let me leave you a Google review. I love you so much. Instead, they're just like, oh, I'm fixed. Bye.
I don't need you. And I know one thing, 2 things I want to say. This made a kind of selfish thought of mine. But I can remember, teaching the way I taught when I taught my lab, sciencey lab. Anyway, it was a discovery kind of lab. I guided on the children making their own discoveries and learning themselves and all that kind of stuff. And I can remember at the end of 1 year, I had one child come up to me and she said, I really like you as a teacher. I think it was a boy. And I said, well, why? Why? Because, well, you really didn't know a whole lot. He meant because I didn't stand up in front of the class and tell all kinds of facts, but I let them discover it themselves. But anyway, another thought that came to my mind is we watched a movie yesterday. And
Nanny McPhee. I love that movie. I never watched it.
And so the big thing that she said was,
oh, bless her heart, I just got that. She said, rats, what'd she say? She says, when you need me but don't want me, I'll be here. And then she meant like kids were pretty mad about that. They were like, go away, I don't want you. And she's like, good, I'll have to stay because you need me. But the other is, when you want me but don't need me, I have to go. And that is it.
That's what kind of what Megan's doing with her job. And maybe that's what we need to do, not just Megan's job, but her relationships with the people that she works with.
It is, and even in your own home.
Even in your own, oh, in your own home.
in your own home. Because you might not ever get the accolades from the people you
Yeah.
think you might need to, and you got to
Mhm.
let go of that.
Mhm.
That may not
Mhm.
ever
Just
happen. And
wipe
so
it
when
out.
you give, it has to come from a place of I want to because I
just-
know better, I do better,
Mhm.
not because of a give and take. Because
Yeah.
there's this whole I deserve it thing.
Mhm.
You deserve to have thing.
Mhm.
Not sure about that
Yeah.
part.
Mhm. I don't know. Going round and round, I think. But
Well,
yes.
it's all the same stuff.
So then, do you want another Bible verse?
Yeah.
Or how much time do we have left?
I don't know.
Okay.
Another Bible verse. One more.
Philippians 2:3.
I have to put my glasses on.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh
Oh,
man.
this is an important
Philippians.
one for us to
Philippians.
look at.
Philippians. I love finding things in the Bible that line up with the Tao Te Ching. I like it.
It gives me, personally, it gives me comfort because that was the way I was
It's
raised.
here. Yeah. I'm trying to do this in a Galatian. Where are you?
It should be near there. Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
There it
I
is.
don't know, but
I got it.
Philippians 2:3. Yay. Come back.
Do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility of mind, regard one another as more important than yourselves. So it's just what I was talking about. That's we came back to that about family relationships. It's not about being a good mother.
Yeah.
It's not about being a good spouse or a good anything.
Daughter.
It's about your own integrity with yourself. And once you know better, you need to do better. And so if I know that I will be eaten up alive because I did something that is not in alignment with myself, that's who I am in battle with. Then also the other thing is we don't really know. We're just little fractals of this greater being, right? We don't really know why we're here, who we are, our roles we play. Now, there's some people that think that reincarnation is part of it, and we come back in same soul groups over and over with different bodies and stuff, and we're working out our dharmas. I watched this little Heavenly Ever After Korean show. It's great. And so you get through with all the dramas of this temporary heaven place, and they're looking back on their lives. And it's temporary there, but they're still working out those dharmas with each other in a safer environment. Everybody's not there. Some people are in hell, but they get to come back, try again. Anyway, in the heaven. But those dynamics they have when they look back on their past lives and they go, oh, I did that to you, and then you did that to me, and until the cycle stops, they just keep reliving those dynamics over and over and over again. So when you have an opportunity to be the change with your child or something like that, do it. Not out of fear of messing it up necessarily in the future, but what if that? What if the roles need to equal out? You know, that's where I think there might be proof of that because, you know, judge not lest you be judged, or treat others as you would have them treat you. Because very seriously, you might end up in that same situation or were in that situation. You cannot judge people you don't know.
So
even people we can't stand that are fake tanned and saying bad stuff on the television.
Yeah. It's interesting because that was the third verse that I put down was about warning about judging others. And I couldn't fit it into my mind, so I didn't mention it, but it came around.
So that's still a very bargainy thing, but it also could be because another thought is that we really are each other's souls. We just have a veil between us. And so when I look at one of my children, I'm literally that same person. You know, the inner person is looking out those eyes and I'm looking out these eyes. How would I want to be treated?
Yeah.
That's why I sometimes will now at this point squish the impulsive feelings of the animal body when I'm really mad at a child who won't get out of the bathtub. And has poured water all over the floor instead of me going, get out of the bathtub. I mean, I'm not perfect, but
she is.
But it's changed.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Me too.
Or even us not getting in the car to get to karate today. Holy cow. We gave 45 minutes of warnings and scaffolding and patient
not warnings
voice.
like, but
but
sure, reminders.
Food. It is 9:15, whatever. Like getting in the car. In the past, I would have been very stressed and I would have probably said things like, forget it. or we pay a lot of money for this. This is really expensive. Get in the car. Your teacher's waiting for you. And then I'm like, does it matter? Nope. I give them the warnings. I just go, well, this gives me time to read some more or whatever it is.
Well, and and this is just
We're okay.
a side thing, but her little son, Megan's little son, 11 years old. But anyway, so I go in finally. He still doesn't have his karate clothes on. And I'm going, honey, you got to put your karate clothes on. We're getting ready to go to karate. He did not hear that part in the other reminders. And he's going, what? Karate? And then he jumps up out of bed and starts putting his karate clothes on.
It was highly surprising because I talked to him directly on the phone and went to his room.
So very, I know. Yeah, he didn't hear it for whatever reason. And so we got to see that through his, ourselves through his eyes, I guess. Okay, oops, he wasn't really listening at those other times. I don't know. Well, it's time for us to look at the next chapter.
Sure, it is.
So as I have this
20. You know, I'm so
Ollie,
impressed
can
that
you go
we
down
are.
in the ground?
This is so cool to be doing this, going through the book like this. So it's a working meditation for us every week. Mine, I love mine. Chapter 20 is called An Infant Yet to Smile.
Say it again.
An infant yet to smile. Now, I don't know what that's about
Yeah.
yet, but we're talking about something that happens probably maybe even the life, the soul, prior to having interaction with the social world.
Oh, that sounds really, yeah.
But I don't know if I haven't read it.
However, mine doesn't say anything like that.
Yeah, it is. That's what it means.
Go ahead, read that little
that's
piece.
neat. No, go ahead. What's your say?
Whatever comes our way. In a way.
Every time I'm like, what?
Whatever comes our way. So things have to come our way before we smile or something like that.
No. I don't know. We're going to dig into it. We're going to contemplate it at a level we've never contemplated before.
And we are contemplating.
So thank you for joining us, Sacred Soul Mornings. Yes. We don't know who's going to watch these someday, but we hope it's our children's and grandchildren's.
And I'll be in Kentucky next time.
Yeah, with some cats.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. Sacred Soul Mornings. Life is a journey, not a checklist. So enjoy the ride.